In this video, we're going to talk about how to organize your committee, how to make folders and things like that, and then how to schedule like the meetings and stuff like that. All right, so let's open up Teams again. So we have already talked about this is where all of your posts, this is your communication portal. To schedule on Teams is super easy. All you have to do is really go to the calendar tab and you can create a calendar invite, and it's just like doing it on Outlook. However, I don't want to go there because I don't want you to see all the stuff on my calendar. What I will do is, and the beautiful thing about Teams is you can do most of the things through different, you know, different means. So if you come to where you have your post, all you need to do is click this button right here and you can schedule a meeting. If you click this, this window will open up here and it will allow you to create a meeting. You can create, a test meeting, and you can either put in an individual's um, emails here, but this is the reason why you have Teams, so you don't have to do that. So what you can do is actually just type in the name of the committee. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's not how you do it. You don't have to do that because it automatically populates here. What you would use this for is if you have somebody um, who is not, like, let's say somebody is on your committee, but they're not a part of your organization. What you could do is just put in their email address here, and what will happen is when the invite is sent out, it will email that individual. This is going to be super helpful if you're going to use like Teams for your pack meeting. You can add the individuals within your organization pretty easily once you add them to the actual group. But this allows you to add individuals who are not within your group and can't easily be added to your teams. Now, one of the things I've been kind of trying to find a workaround is how to add individuals to your actual team group who are not a part of your organization. That seems to be a pain right now. The organization locks things down pretty tightly, so it is not as easy to do that. But all of this stuff is pretty simple. The only thing that is maybe not as intuitive is this portion right here. So what this does is it allows you to change the group that you're making this for. And why this is important is if you record the meeting, the recording will automatically be housed in that page. This post, this page right here where it says the post. When the meeting take place, it automatically gets recorded and then is housed there, which is super important for you. And we'll talk about that in just a second. So if I said, let's say, this is one of the things I don't like about Teams, and I know probably they will fix this eventually. But if I come here and let's say, well, we're doing a meeting, the assessment committee is doing a meeting, and we also want to do a co-meeting with the ASC. If I click ASC Accreditation Steering Committee, if I click this, what happens is it'll override, and so now this is no longer a meeting for the assessment committee, which kind of defeats the whole purpose. And that is a pain because maybe the unit assessment committee is 20 individuals and ASC is 25 members, and I don't want to have to add each person individually. I would just like to do the channels, but for some reason you can't do it quite yet. Location, that's pretty obvious what that means. Any details? One of the things I will say is when you submit this, what happens is the meeting, whatever you put in this details will be in the meeting invite, and then it will also have the link to the meeting. It will have everything that anybody needs in order to get into the meeting. Um, who can bypass the lobby? You can change these by the options, but generally I like to leave it in everyone. because it's not generally an issue. If you have a larger meeting where you think somebody could come in and infiltrate your meeting, then you can change it the way you see fit. Um, if you're not in if you're in a different time zone and you're going to be traveling, this part is important to look at. I learned that from experience because it does matter where you are when you do your meeting and the time zone that you use that you default to. Um, what else? Okay, this is an important one. If you want the meeting to record automatically, you click this. As soon as somebody gets into the meeting, it will start recording and it will give a prompt. So just understand that. Um, None of the other options you can play around and look at them. None of them are super important. So I will just exit out of this. I want to show you something really quick. So the assessment committee, we record our stuff. So I'm trying to find an example here. So we had this meeting right here uh, in May, and so after the meeting ends, it automatically populates the recording and it's here. And so what you can do is click this, get the link, and then store it somewhere else. Now you have to understand that one thing that's important is the meetings by default have a expiration. So all you really need to do is come here, click this up. It didn't work right now. So sometimes this happens. Every once in a while, you get some kind of error, but there's a way. Usually, what happens is if you click this, it will automatically pop up and give you, some options to extend it or do something like that. But otherwise, and usually, like for our meetings, what we do is when we have that recording, you just click, get the link, and it just copies the link. And then so when I have the minutes for the next one, you can just copy and paste that in there. So it's pretty simple. Another thing is, let me see. So we have so this is the meeting. This is the one for August 2023. But whatever month, because the meetings are recurring. So when you click it, you can look at this and see the meeting details. So let's say, for example, we needed to invite somebody else into the meeting who's not usually there. I could obviously go through and add their name, or I could just come down here, click this information, copy and paste it and put into another email. Or if there's a update that needs to happen or somebody needs to come off over it, I could easily do that. Discord. So this video is kind of long, so let me. So files, organization. Um, this is just like any other Windows-based program. The way we do it is we have our meetings. We have like certain folders that are for specific things that are important. But the meetings is pretty simple. If you click the meetings, you can order it in the way that you like. So if you come here, we have all our meetings for this academic year. I don't know why it says FA, but anyway, so we have each meeting, and if you go into the meeting, so like let's go into October. No, let's go into September. Oh, jeez. All right, so we went into September. Um, all we have in here is the agenda, the minutes from the previous month, and then the recording. And then like sometimes we have like different other items, and it's super easy to get the stuff in here because all you have to do is you can do it a couple of different ways. You can drag something directly. Let's see. Let me give an example. Let's say I wanted this file. I wanted to drag it. I could drag it directly into this box, and now you see that that file is stored within this folder. Another way of doing it is I can get a URL. Let's say there was a URL for a specific website or something. Let me just pull up. Let's say for If I wanted to store this website on this page for some weird reason, all I would need to do is hit the new button, go down the link, copy, paste, create. And so now google.com is stored here. And if anybody clicks on it, it automatically pops up. Now, one of the big things that you always have to consider on when working with teams is permissions. So if I just throw something in here, only certain individuals have access to it, and this is one of the things I hate the most. I've already complained about it multiple times, but IT has shut this thing down that it doesn't allow me to default. But whatever the case is, um, when I click this button, this is the share button. This will show who has permission to this specific thing. So it says people you specify can view, and in this case, these are the individuals in this group. They automatically have intrinsic rights to this. But if I want somebody else, if I sent this file, if I copied this and sent this to somebody else, what will happen is it probably won't open for them because they don't have specific rights to it. So what you need to do is click this, and then you can go there. There have several options. This one is grayed out for some reason right now. I've never seen that before, but generally this is the one I default to. People in Wichita State University can view or edit, and then you can hit apply, hit click, copy link, and then if you copy and paste this to somebody and you send it to somebody within Wichita State University, they'll be able to click the link and automatically get to this specific file. Uh, Let me see. I don't know why that one is grayed out. I've never seen that before. So if I go, yeah, for some reason that's weird. Um, you could also do people that you choose and put their names here. And what will happen is if I click this and I say I want this person to be able to edit, I can copy the link and send it to them, or I can say this is a file, and I can hit send, and it will send it to that individual and allow them to access it. Other than that, you obviously can go and delete stuff pretty simply. But one of the beautiful things about doing it this way is, and we saw this when we were working with Cape. They want access to they. It's important to have things archived and have good records of everything. So being able to have old recordings, being able to have your old minutes and have it organized is super helpful. If something happens and let's say I get sick or whatever, all of this information is available to everybody else on the team. And because I give them permissions as owners to this group, anybody within the assessment committee can go through and get this file. So if Bobby needs minutes from August 23, he can easily get this file and send it to wherever he has to send it. But because he has permissions to all of these files, if he needs to go in and he sees, oh, well, something's wrong with this minutes because we did such and such, and you know that's not reflected on this minute, he could easily go through and make those changes, and then it will be reflected in all of our copies rather than each one of us keeping our own individual copies and emailing it back and forth. This has been super helpful for us, specifically because we do things in this committee which are related to like working on doing program reviews, and so now I can do a program reviews with Rich, and we work on the exact same copy of it. I can see what he's doing, he can see what I'm doing, and we don't have to send back, emails back and forth. And then when it's time to share with the entire group, we just share with the group, or we just let them see our work while it's in progress. So teams could be super helpful when you're working with committees. And if you're wondering how to do this with the class, it's the exact same thing. When I use Teams for my classes, I do the exact same thing. I use the only difference is, and I was going to show this with my class. I just didn't want to because it's impossible to do this without having everybody's information here. But this is a little bit different because it's a committee. But I didn't want to have all of the students' information and stuff around. So not that there are grades or anything, but just their posts. But with the classes, it's the exact same concept. The only difference is I send like to-do lists and things like that. People ask questions in this area, and it's super helpful because everybody can see the questions. And then for the files, you have your lectures and things like that, and you have videos, and you can add it and make it work for you specifically. Um, and it's a little bit more locked down because the students, they have access to everything, but they can't edit anything. And so far, the only negative thing I found with using Teams for a class is they don't have like an option to hide certain things. So usually I like to have all of my lectures and then just change it week to week. Change the lectures, change the different things. Um, and I like to have that stuff hidden so the students can't see it until I work it, until I change it, until I modify it to for what I want. But you can't really do that. But for things like committees, it works even better because you don't have to change that stuff. We're all working on the same stuff. So let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully this was super helpful to you.